Welcome back. This is Mrs. Rubright with Advanced Algebra. Today's lesson is 1.8, Rates, Ratios, and Proportions. And we're going to use some dimensional analysis to be able to do this, which goes to you learn that in your chemistry classes and stuff. So if you've already taken chemistry, then you should have gotten some exposure to this. If you haven't, then you might not have gotten that much exposure to this, although they do brush on it a little bit in 7th and 8th grade in middle school. Okay, so Sheila is participating in a multi-day bike trip. On the first day, she rode 100 miles in 8 hours. Use the expression d over t, where d is the distance traveled and t is the time traveled, to find her average rate of travel. Include units when evaluating the expression. All right, so if we're doing d over t, so our distance is going to be the miles, 100 miles, and our time is in hours, over 8 hours. Okay, so 100 miles over 8 hours. If I divide that, what happens? What is 100 divided by 8? What is it? 12.5. So she went 12.5 miles per hour. If Sheila continues riding at her average rate of the first day, then her expression 100 plus 12.5t gives the total distance that she traveled after riding t hours on the second day. Evaluate this expression when t is 7. So if she rides at the same rate for 7 hours, how far does she go? So we have 100 plus 12.5t equals 100. So now, 100 what? 100 miles, right? So you have 100 miles plus 12.5 miles per hour times 7 hours. Okay, so 7 hours times 12.5 miles per hour. What is 7 times 12.5? 87.5 plus 100. 187.5 miles. That's her total distance. What are the terms in the expression 100 plus 12.5t? So your terms are 100 and 12.5t. What does each term represent in the context of Sheila's bike trip? Well, this is her speed, right? She's traveling 12.5 miles per hour. And then the 100 is what? The 100 miles that she already went, right? Because we're trying to do the equation is based on what? How far she's traveled altogether. So the 100 miles is the miles that she already went. So 100 is the distance she already traveled. What is the coefficient of the term 12.5t? The coefficient is the number in front of the letter. So it's 12.5. What does it represent in the context of her bike trip? It's her speed, right? It's her speed. If you write only the units for the expression, you get miles plus miles over hours times hours, where miles is abbreviated for miles and H is for hours. Explain what the following unit analysis shows. Miles plus miles equals her total miles. So this is basically showing the miles she traveled plus her new mileage equals her total mileage, right? Miles she already traveled plus her new miles equals her total miles traveled. how can you modify the expression to so that the units are feet when the expression is evaluated? So if we're going to change it out of miles and into feet, so you would take like your 100 miles, and dimensional analysis, you're going to multiply by fractions. The miles have to be across from miles so that they cancel out. So you're getting out of miles and into what? Into feet. So 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Miles are diagonal, so they cancel out. And now you're going to be converted into feet. So you're going to go 5,200. Okay, so add on 1, 2, 3 zeros. Okay, so that'd be 528,000 feet. And you would do the same thing for the 12.5 miles per hour. So you have 12.5 miles per 1 hour. You can get out of miles and into feet. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So now you would be in feet per hour. So 12.5 times 5,280 is 66,000 feet per hour. Does that make sense, guys? Do you see how all I did was I got rid of miles and went into feet? They have to be diagonal to get rid of them, and you use your conversion. Lizzie volunteered 20 hours at her town library. From now on, she plans to volunteer 5 hours per week at the library. Write an algebraic expression to represent the total number of hours she will volunteer. All right, guys, so we are going to pick up on these notes tomorrow. However, you are still going to attempt page 51 and page 52. All right, have a great day, and we will pick back up tomorrow on our notes, and we will